Welcome back to my studio. I have now fired the bisque kiln and I'm unloading it, and now I'm going to be cleaning up all the pieces, getting them ready to glaze. Okay, here are all the pieces out of the kiln, and I'm going to use an air hose to blow off all the dust. I'm gonna put on my mask so that I don't breathe any of that. And then I'm going to wash them all, and then they'll be ready to glaze. I think I've decided I'm going to remake this piece because I chipped it up at the top and I thought maybe I could get away with it, but I'm not happy with it. So I already have to remake this. I've already remade this hair piece, so I'll remake this hair piece too. They're both really weird, funky shapes, so I'm not surprised. So that's where we're at. Everything off, and now I'm going to wash everything. The reason I do this is because if any of that dust gets caught in any of these little crevices, when I put glaze on top of it, later on in the glaze firing, the dust is going to explode out and you'll get a little imperfection in your glaze. So I take some time with this glaze because it's important later, and it's not something that's easily fixed later. So it's always important. So Deb's going to let me get back to work here. I will continue to wash these up. Washing portion of the project, and next I'm going to be glazing. As I was washing, you might have noticed that I sorted things out a little bit and put them on trays. Some of them stacked, some of them laid out. It all depends on how I think I'm going to be glazing them. So all of these are going to get a black wash, so I'm going to put black on and then rub it back off. So these are all going to get handled, whereas the roses, I'm just going to lay them down and glaze them. So if I don't have to pick them up and move them, all the better. Some of the smaller pieces I'm going to actually glaze, spray glaze. So those are going to get laid out on boards later, so I just put those in a pile. All of the things that I'm going to do later are all covered up so that dust doesn't get on them. And I'm going to take these over to my glazing studio and get started on that. So the next video, that's what we'll be doing, is glazing skulls. Thanks everyone.